You don't have any expectations for whatever you do. More rehearsal, I believe, is really vital for many sorts of tasks. Yet, I hadn't watched any of the movies, owing to my fear of heights. One fantastic thing I got to do was hang over the edge of this Ferris wheel and do that stunt myself. Wow, for example. I'm very regularly fit because I believe it's a vital aspect of my job, but I'm going to step it up since I've been having a little too much fun. But it's always strange. I move much too quickly for this city, so I think that's terrific. And sometimes someone will take me to a spin class or a walk. The thought of being imprisoned in a casket is terrifying. Every single thing I've done has meant a lot to me and served as a stepping stone to something else. I enjoyed working with the folks I met. I quickly get terrified. I was able to uncover my own power as I grew older. My mother still resides in a house where I grew up in New York. I've been quite fortunate. Jogging bores me for some reason, but yoga is the only thing I've been able to practice regularly throughout the years. I can't dance to save my life, but I can learn, so I'll tell everyone I can. I rely heavily on sensory memory and, well, I wouldn't call method, but I can't seem to stay out of character. That's because, even though you know everything is okay, you put yourself through this dramatic event, and your body is still functioning. It's possible to spend a week without seeing someone. You just move ahead and let them go, because there will be a lot of terrible auditions and negative replies. I feel like I'm still at a position where I have a lot to learn from watching myself, so it's beneficial to me. I never know what will happen or what possibilities will be presented to me. Choosing a stylist is similar to getting a date. You must discover the appropriate person for you. I'm not frightened of falling and waking up with a few bumps and bruises. Now that I have a dog, I have to take him out regularly to get him some exercise, which also gives me some. To avoid getting too deep, I believe that one of the reasons we love superheroes and this universe is because they are simply average people with extraordinary talents who are relatable in some respects, and that we don't have huge superpowers, but we have strength inside us that we can use in our life. Yet this will not endure forever. I bought a dog. Television is undergoing a shift in which you can now make enormous, extended movies on television. I walked everywhere, and I was also lonely. I recognized the name and knew who Leatherface was as a native New Yorker, but I enjoyed the Greenwich Village Halloween parade. I like traveling, and I believe getting whisked away someplace for a holiday is a fantastic date. I've come to the point where I'm at ease with my clumsiness. It's incredible to witness your vision come to life on the big screen. I adore the canine. I believe myself to be a clever, tough young lady. During a portion of high school, I attended an all-girls school, and the concept of males was fascinating to me. All I ever wanted to do was kiss boys and be around boys, but I'm a sucker for a good movie and food. When I was younger, I wanted to fill my resume with everything I had ever done: ice skate, carry a song. It was difficult not knowing anybody, and you don't run into people like you do in New York. I saw Alien, as well as the girl with the dragon tattoo in Swedish. I'm flattered that people would consider me for such a prominent job. I'm a pretty skilled pianist, and I play the piano. I took Meisner for a long time, since it was a very amazing experience for me. Me, David Hasselhoff, and Pamela Anderson would make an excellent Instagram shot, and I was always trying to get my face in the picture. If you had told me 10 years ago that I would be able to go out with Will Forte one day and Woody Harrelson the next, I would have thought you were crazy. When you're alongside another actor who has also gone through 5 hours of prosthetic makeup, and you're chewing another person's neck while fake blood is spurting out at you for 2 minutes, it's extremely entertaining, and you're in character for that time. Topshop is my go-to store. I believe it is because dancing is also a mental workout that relaxes and refocuses you. I've never eaten at Jekyll and Hyde's restaurant. What counts is not where you are, but who you are with. It's strange to see oneself on film at all. I'm having tea with someone who is a tremendous influence to me. Whoa, there are many individuals who will offer you advice on what to do. In the end, they're simply regular individuals with difficulty. Drinking tea with someone you've looked up to your whole life is an unforgettable experience. I adore the Percy Jackson films. Every mistake you do, or every item you may regret, does not have to be regretted, since it may be a step forward. When you produce a movie, you have some artistic license, and things may be a little different. It's hard to think that's your work. I've discovered that the possibilities I've been given have allowed me to explore diverse people and intriguing storyline. Oh my goodness, it was so hot that day. It's fun to see a movie you haven't watched in a long time and remark on it. All of my maternal instincts are directed towards this dog. When I was younger, I didn't consider myself to be tough, intellectual, or strong. I did one episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which is one of my favorite television programs ever. And there are some shows that I watch on a daily basis. I'd always wanted to be a blonde, and it was fun to pretend to be one for a time. I'm a huge believer in sensory memory, which is when you use what you've experienced to put yourself in the character's shoes. I take him on walks and drink green juice all the time, very cliche accurate. You recall where you were while you were filming each scene. It's fantastic that we're showing women in this manner, so that young ladies can realize that women can be powerful and capable of achieving anything. It's never finalized until it's finalized. My mother's money invested on classes paid off. You run and scream and weep and work yourself up into hysterics. And then you go back to the hotel at the end of the day and you feel odd and awful. I post a lot about my dog on Instagram and Twitter. It was the huge break for me. I adore my rabbit, the bunny of my family. I feel like now my kids can go around and say, my mom was the rock's daughter. I don't have children yet, but I think it's the best thing ever. My first acting job was as a hand model for a Barbie ad that would only air in Asia. I saw the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, as well as the Jessica Biel remake and Jessica's performance. I often tweet about my bunny. The greatest thing you can do is follow your passion and work really hard, and try not to be too harsh on yourself. Rag & Bone is one of my favorite brands since they create basic, long-lasting products. Knowing I might be the rock's daughter made me feel cooler in real life. They have some fantastic items. He's one of the most intriguing aspects of my existence right now. In my opinion, when I first arrived here, I practically felt forced to despise LA. True Detective did have an impact on my career. What's the point of Twitter if you can't post attractive things? Twitter is hilarious. I don't call him The Rock in front of him. I guess I've learned not to take things too seriously and to prioritize my job. It's quite incredible when you realize how powerful you are and what you're capable of.